What we need right now is a clear message to the people of this country. This message must be read in every newspaper, heard on every radio, seen on every television. This message must resound throughout the entire interlink. I want this country to realize that we stand on the edge of oblivion. I want every man, woman and child to understand how close we are to chaos. I want everyone to remember why they need us.
You never know what can happen in life when you live by the gun but you pack it a knife. Especially when the way you're living is strife, cause reality's a blur when you're blinded by lights. You never know what can happen in life when you live by the gun but you pack it a knife. Especially when the way you're living is strife, cause reality's a blur when you're blinded by lights. Now I'm looking through the eyes of an individual that never liked cigarettes, drinking but like to blaze a few in. His personality had a couple flaws in it. Raw finish is what he displayed for the audience. But nobody's perfect, so he works his talent till it's worse shit. He twerks and displays his balance. Now he's perfect, the wordsmith that makes his allowance till they cursed it and murked it. His lyrics turned phallus, cause his music was focused on something other than rhyme and bright lights, some cheddar, a cup of cars and some diamonds. Music left his heart, some money filled up inside it. Homies left him in the dust and broken from the alliance. So he decides to take a walk and leave his Bentley garage, cause he's all gassed up with the attitude hard. He strolls down the wrong block, tries to flex and gets bombed. Next morning he's found dead, face first in his lawn. Because you never know what can happen in life when you live by the gun but you pack it a knife. Especially when the way you're living is strife, cause reality's a blur when you're blinded by lights. You never know what can happen in life when you live by the gun but you pack it a knife. Especially when the way you're living is strife, cause reality's a blur when you're blinded by lights.
Yo, there's nothing more to say for a man who does nothing, and a man who searches his whole life for doing something. So he kept on searching for the torch that would light the road, never thinking he would hit a dead end and get it wrong. Spitting his songs and ripping up the clubs, all thizzed out, chicks showing off their thongs. Then the promoter started feeding him all these drugs, put him on every show and started him up a buzz. He dissed the underground just to try and blow up. Yeah, he put down the only dudes that was showing him love, being blackballed in Portland. That ain't important, he just brushed it off and kept searching for his fortune, feeling like an orphan, new cities to conquer, style scorching. So he keeps getting offers, he's all alone with his image and his vodka, never thinking how they just sign you and drop you.
He was a lost one, not a thing to his name. Imposter, thought it was all part of the game, to create a fake persona that was larger than life, more bark in the bite. Inside he's hardly alive, it's part of the grind. Eyes on the rearview mirror, where the distance described is closer than it appears. A few years down the road, got approached with an offer to use his studio to grow marijuana. He made a small profit but wanted more. Yo, he's trying to blow like Boston George. Pretty soon got a source fronting all that he wanted. Caught him, got hooked on his own product. His nostrils had swallowed the money he owed, so they shot him and robbed him and cut off his nose. Ironic, cause then a major label finally called him, but saw he was washed up and retracted the offer.
You never know what can happen in life when you live by the gun but you pack it a knife. Especially when the way you're living is strife, cause reality's a blur when you're blinded by lights. You never know what can happen in life when you live by the gun but you pack it a knife. Especially when the way you're living is strife, cause reality's a blur when you're blinded by lights.
A calm and humble fellow, the righteous type, not believing his own hype, the first to mellow a fight, manage a crisis like it's all peace. He don't pack one, the drama don't attract him, respected by peers for the way he pierces silence, providing a pure art, put it to action, a pure heart, one of the last to hold his people down like insurance policies concurrent, no matter the following counteraction that emerges when a local following balloon took a light stature, frothing at the mouth, the aberration venue, mass pack, radio station airplay caption, safe to save you that hadn't heard of him. And as this increased, as slow changes creep, is when the snow globe started to flip topsy-turvy. A new man crawled from the shell of the old one, like body snatchers return for him. Watch the soul run, flipped his nugget for ducking, sporting a new thugged out slogan, shiny new gun, yeah, now he own one.
You never know what can happen in life when you live by the gun but you pack it a knife. Especially when the way you're living is strife, cause reality's a blur when you're blinded by lights. You never know what can happen in life when you live by the gun but you pack it a knife. Especially when the way you're living is strife, cause reality's a blur when you're blinded by lights.